Top 5 actors. I was going to do top 10, but I feel like that just gets harder. So we're doing top 5. Yeah. And we have our honorable mentions and everything. And Brayden was sitting here. I caused a lot of stress. I think I took about probably 5 years off his life.
Yeah, absolutely agree.
Because you have everybody written down. You think of somebody else, you know? And you think of somebody else.
Yeah, you ruined it. You ruined everything for me.
And you ruined my life, man.
You ruined my life.
And let me just say something too. This is not how like talented we think these people are like a ranking of talent. This is a ranking on our favorite actors, on the people that we enjoy watching the most, the people that we enjoy watching their movies the most. The people that we watch the movies just because they are.
I kind of even went with like an approach of like actors who inspired me to be an actor. You know what I mean?
I like that, baby.
Type beat like that.
Yes, sir.
Baby.
Yeah, because I feel like your top 5 actors inspire you as it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you like their stuff.
Yeah,
you enjoy
absolutely.
them. You enjoy their stuff. But yeah, man. So here we go. Top 5 actors. I only have one honorable mention because I would have went on and on and on and on. So I'll name mine off. I know Brayden has a little bit more. My honorable mention is Martin Lawrence, man. I love this guy, bro. Everything from Martin to National Security to the Bad Boys movies, bro. Stop playing Blue Streak. This guy, Hot Mama's House, right? Or is it Big Mama's House? Big Mama's House, right?
Big Mama's House.
Big Mama's House movies, bro. Fire, dog. Love me some Martin Lawrence. I think he's one of the most underrated comedians of all time. When you say comedians, he's never really in the top 5. Which I don't understand. His stand-up's even really funny. I think his stand-up's actually really underrated. So I love me some Martin Lawrence, man. I've always really enjoyed him. And I really like Martin Lawrence, man. So that's why it goes there, baby.
That's totally fair. That's totally fair. I have 4.
Go for it.
4.
Let's hear it, baby.
I have like the next 2 actually have importance, but these 2 I just felt like had to be mentioned. Dude, Tobey Maguire, that dude, he's been around my whole life, dude. Freaking, I love, like, dude, Spider-Man is a good performance, but you guys need to watch him in Great Gatsby. I think that's phenomenal. And Brothers, oh, dude, Buddy's in need of an Oscar. Then low-key underlooked. I feel like I totally forgot Tom Hanks, bro. Almost forgot Tom Hanks. We saw him in Asteroid City. You know what I mean? I think for me, he goes down as one of the best of all time.
That's true. Yeah, I feel you.
He's just, he's always there. Now, these next 2, Logan's going to be like, Brad, what the hell, man? And honestly, if we were making a top 5 best of all time, Logan's actually brought me to the dark side. I think I would agree with him. I think the best actor of all time is Christian Bale. So I put him as an honorable mention. I couldn't put him as like someone like, he wasn't someone I like really got into growing up. You know what I mean? It was until I got into like high school I really started liking him. But dude, it's like, I'm sorry. You can argue with me, but that's who I'd pick. That's who I'd pick in a sit down. Like, I think he's the best of all time.
I feel that.
That's who I need a warrior. That's who I'm picking behind me.
Yeah. No, I feel that. I feel you. I respect that.
And then my last one, bro, he'll go in my top 5 probably when he dies, but Taron Egerton, bro. Freaking love that lad, dude. Taron, dude.
I'll throw him in the top 5 when he dies.
I'll throw him in the top 5 when he's done. When he's done with his career, I meant, not when he dies. When he's done with his career. Like him and Adam Driver. Those are the 2 new guys of like the generation that I feel like are gonna go down as some of my favorites. They're like my 2 current young actors. You know what I mean?
I feel you.
Or newer, you'd say.
I like that. That's a good group.
It's a little group.
It's a good group, man. I like that.
Yeah. Now you have to give us your number 5, sir, because I said all that. Malarkey.
Yeah. So like I said, this is all pure entertainment, okay, and how much we enjoy watching these actors. And my number 5 for me has got to be Adam Sandler. Now, before anybody's like, "Oh, Adam Sandler's not," you got him too.
No way.
Brayden's mic cutting out. Everybody's like, "My boy's going crazy."
No way. I'm sorry, everyone.
No, you're good. You're good. That was gold. Yeah. So Adam Sandler's your 5 too. All right, so let's talk about it together. I just want to say right now, before anybody says Adam Sandler is not a good actual actor, do me a favor and go watch Reign Over Me and go watch his monologue at the end. You will cry. You will break down. That movie is beautiful. I don't know if Brayden, have you click?
No, Brayden, I haven't seen it.
You haven't seen it. Oh, I'm going to watch it with you. We got to watch it, dude.
We got to watch it.
Click is another good example of one you have seen. He's incredible in that, man. Yeah. Adam Sandler can secretly act. Uncut Gems.
Dude,
this man can act, bro.
Good.
People don't know. People
no,
don't
and
know.
I mean, like, just he was one of those really, like, I have 3 on here that were like super inspirational for me as a kid, and he was one of them. Like, just growing up, I always watched his movies. Like, at the time, I didn't really know what was like. I watched movies based off entertainment value. I didn't know what a good and bad movie was. You know what I mean? And every time, like, bro, you've been to my house. You saw the Adam Sandler discs I have in the back. Like,
that's true.
I've seen like over 70% of Adam Sandler movies. Like, you know what I mean? There's a select few I haven't seen, but I've seen like a good 75% of them. And that dude just like, you know, he had the the Billy Madison, or not Billy Madison, Happy Madison Productions, and having his own thing and always being the actor and getting his friends to do the movies with him always. I was like, dude, that's like what I always wanted to do when I was younger. Yeah. So, dude, had to be there.
Had to be there, man. I mean, yeah. And by the way, we did a whole Adam Sandler episode with the Murder Mystery thing, Murder Mystery 2
check it out.
If you want to see our top 10 Adam Sandler movies, go to that. We had a lot of disagreements and a lot of agreements. So I think guys are really going to enjoy, not really disagreements, but you know what I mean, once we didn't agree on. If you guys want to go, you know what we should do one day? We should do a ranking of something, but like do it together and be like, if you know what I mean? Like, hey, what do we think should be number 10? And then kind of like match out, you know what I mean? That would be interesting. We should try that. Because there's this group of YouTubers that ranks it together, and I'm like, oof, that's tough, bro. But that'd be fun to try out.
That's revolutionary.
That's what I'm saying, man.
They're thinking with their brain,
yes, sir. So I think that'd be fun for an episode. But yeah, Adam Sandler, man, just overall love his stuff. Like I grew up with this stuff, and my favorite movie of all time is Grown Ups, and I grew up with this man, dude. And I watched, like you said, all the stuff on VHS. Stop playing. DVD, stop playing. And yeah, like whenever he has comfort movies, whenever you just want to sit down and watch a movie and just like relax and not be like fully, you know, into a movie that you're watching for the first time.
Watch an Adam Sandler movie.
You put on an Adam Sandler movie, baby. And there's so many of his movies I haven't seen too. I want to say so many, but there's a good amount. You know what I mean? Of little tiny ones out there that I've some animated ones.
The same way, yeah.
You know, that I just haven't really got to. So, that's definitely my goal is to watch all Adam Sandler movies. But I'm excited to see what he has next, man.
Work with the man himself.
I know a few people that have. They said he's so sweet, and also that's another thing. His personality makes him top 5. Just by itself, you know.
Yeah,
the dude's so cool, so down to earth. Doesn't care what he wears. Doesn't care. Like he is himself, bro. And that's what I love to see.
Walking down NY, you know, drop pickles.
Yeah. Plays basketball with like kids. You know what I mean? Like that's the kind of stuff you love to see, man.
Yeah,
love that guy.
Real.
What a guy.
Love that guy. You should do your number 4 because that was my number 5 too. I kind of jumped in there.
You're good. My number 4 is one that I think is not an. I would say it's pretty underrated when it comes to when people talk about top 10 actors of all time. For some reason, nobody ever brings this guy up. People still talk about him though. It's Bill Paxton. I think Bill Paxton has the most unique voice or one of the most unique voices when it comes to acting. He was in.
Look it up. That is. I'm blanking now.
The guy from Twister. He was in Aliens, Tombstone, Titanic, Apollo 13. Yeah. This dude was in every single movie in the 90s and early 2000s. I love Bill Paxton. Yep. He passed away in, I think, like 2015, 2016. And I grew up watching Twister. Like, Twister's one of my favorite movies of all time. It might have made my top 10 movies when we ranked him, I think. Or as honorable mentions. I actually
definitely was on one of those.
Yeah, I love me some Twister, man. Such a good movie. It's one of those movies my dad would always put on, you know, like just at night, you know. And that's like one of my comfort movies, man. And I would sit there and just watch Twister over and over, dude. And it's so scary, but it's as a kid, but it was so funny as well. Seeing the cows fly across the street, just stuff like that. It's iconic, man. I remember going to Universal riding the Twister ride all the time.
I love that ride.
But yeah, just like I said, even in Tombstone is probably my favorite performance from him. Like I said, Aliens. He Apollo 13. He's been in so much, and so many I haven't named that, and so many movies I haven't seen of him. But he's just such an underrated actor. And like I said, his voice, you can't even do an impression of it. Like I was just about to do one, but like it's so unique and different. It's hard to do. So such a good guy. Sad to see him pass away so young. I believe he's in his 60s because of a stroke.
Wow.
Yeah, he had like surgery, like an artery surgery, a couple days earlier, and passed away. But he was incredible and definitely one of my favorite actors of all time, and very, very talented and very underrated.
Wow.
So love me some Bill
Good
Paxton.
number 4. My number 4 is very generic. He's the other person I would argue as the other best actor of all time. That's just me personally. Leonardo DiCaprio, bro. This dude I grew up with. He was like the, you have Mario and Luigi. He was just like the one I watched more out of the two, between him and Bale. But man, just from like Catch Me If You Can, obviously in Titanic, that's where I like first encountered him. I used to watch Titanic a lot. It's super weird. Super freaking weird.
I've never seen Titanic. Never seen Titanic.
Dude,
bro.
you gotta watch
It's like
Titanic.
a 3-hour movie, dude. I'm like, I don't want to sit through that.
Dude, there's so many movies. Like, this is the thing. I feel like Leo has been snubbed too many times for an Oscar. Like, that's probably where he should have won his first one. That was like, it's insane.
Bro, my favorite Leo movie. I don't want to cut you off.
No, you're good.
Is Romeo and Juliet.
Romeo and Juliet.
Love Romeo and Juliet. I watched that.
Mine's Catch Me.
I don't want to spoil anything.
I've seen it.
I'll stop talking. Not for you. It's something else. But I had to watch it for a project, and I fell in love with it, dude. It speaks. It's like a Shakespearean language, but his performance when he cries, when his best friend gets killed. Spoiler alert. And when at the end, just the whole thing going on between the two families. It is beautiful. Actually, I gotta watch that movie again, dude. I love it to death. So good. Love Romeo and Juliet.
I haven't even seen Wolf of Wall Street all the way through, but from the clips I have seen, I bet you that's one of my favorite movies of all time. If I watched it, if I watched it all the way through,
it's a good one.
But dude, yeah, man, he was just that's somebody who I mimicked success off of. I always wanted to be like him when I grew up. You know what I mean? He was the figure of success. I was like, Leo is the freaking man, dude.
He was,
and that's why he dates these 20-year-olds, bro.
Hey man, if she's older than 25, man, he can't do it.
No, he can't do it. He can't do it. He's got standards, bro. He's got priorities.
Dude, he was the man in the 90s, bro. Every single movie, it was like, see, that's what I miss. I really miss 80s and 90s like entertainment and cinema. I feel like that's
it's not hard to be talked about
anymore.
This. Being famous isn't something impressive anymore.
Yes, you know what I mean? And we talked about that the other day. I was like, Harrison Ford is the last actual movie star. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
nobody's really a movie star anymore. You know what I'm saying? So he was the last big guy, and Leo's one of them too. And we just don't have that anymore, and it sucks, man. Now, I don't know. And that's a whole nother conversation into fame nowadays and how people are like, oh, who's going to be the next Michael Jackson? There's never going to be one. The last guy that was maybe that was Justin Bieber. I would say was the last big star that was known all over the world. But we're not going to really see anything like that again. The closest right now to that might be Taylor Swift, but even she isn't really loved as much as close to as all these other people. Maybe Morgan Wallen, you know what I'm saying though? But it doesn't live up to that because of
at some point.
Drake. You're right, maybe Drake. But we're never gonna really see that again because of social media and because it's so accessible to see these people and to, you know what I mean? So it sucks. It's not special anymore. There's too many famous people, you know?
Yeah.
It sucks, man.
For stupid shit.
Yeah. But yeah, Leo's a good pick, though. Leo's a very good actor, and I feel like he's underrated almost from being too overrated. Does that make sense?
Yeah, people are, yes.
Yeah.
That makes complete sense.
Yeah, people listening right now, what the hell does he mean? So I don't know. I just feel like, people just talk so highly of him.
And it almost makes you want to be like, man,
he's trash, but he's really not. He's an incredible actor. You know?
Yeah.
Love me some Leonardo DiCaprio, baby.
Phenomenal. But that's my 4. He's phenomenal.
There you go. My next one's also a very generic pick. I have Mr. Johnny Depp on here at number 3. This is a guy that I thought last minute. I was like, why do I not have him on here, dude? I love this guy from his first project, dude. Nightmare on Elm Street is one of my favorite movies of all time. I believe that was on my top 10, maybe in the honorable mention. I think so. That's his first movie, and he was incredible in it, and he's one of the coolest characters in that film. And of course, that's not his best movie, though, dude. No.
No.
The 21 Jump Street series is incredible. Where do we even start with Mr. Johnny Depp? Pirates of the Caribbean.
Dude.
Like,
Pirates of the Caribbean.
None are even coming to my mind right now, which is weird. But
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
That came to my mind a little
Lone
bit.
Ranger,
Edward Scissorhands, Lone Ranger.
Was he Sweeney Todd too? Or was that no? He was Edward Scissorhands, and what's the other one?
There's another weird one. Another weird.
Is he not Sweeney Todd?
It might be Sweeney. I think it is Sweeney Todd. I've never seen Sweeney Todd. But yeah, no, man.
Boy over here.
Yeah. But no, yeah, Johnny Depp's incredible. I mean, the way he gets in these different characters. Johnny Depp, baby. The way he gets in these different characters and portrays them and is just so iconic Ringo, yes sir.
Ringo.
Everybody knows Johnny Depp. I mean, this guy, and there's so many movies that are just not coming to my mind right now. That I love him in. Just very consistent. Once again, a guy that is underrated because of how overrated he is. And a lot of people, the more you watch him, the more you're kind of blown away with his performances and what he's able to do. I have not seen many of his indie films he's done recently because he's been doing a lot of smaller films. And I haven't really seen much of
He just did that French one, the Jean Dubarry one.
Yeah. Yep.
Where he played as Louis.
Yeah.
Louis whatever.
Yeah, he's doing a lot of these like other weird different films that are on more of a smaller scale. And I haven't really seen too many of those.
I'm trying to look it up because there's one that I watched. I think I told you about one time.
They're like, oh my God, it's Johnny Depp.
Oh my God, it's Johnny. No, it was like, it's like one when he was in Japan. But you keep going. I will find it.
Yeah, I'm trying to see some other ones on here that kind of popped on my mind. But no, he's incredible, dude. Cry Baby is a classic, dude. Sleepy Hollow is so good. Sleepy Hollow, bro. Absolute classic.
You're totally right, buddy.
Yo, I remember the girl in that. What's her name,
buddy?
Man? Christine Ricci. Oh yeah, she was gorgeous. But yeah, no, Sleepy Hollow is an absolute classic. Some other good ones, bro. We can go on and on, bro. Love me some Johnny Depp, dude. But yeah, no. So there are some rumors that they're gonna do another Pirates of the Caribbean, right? Or they are doing one, yeah.
Oh, he was in Into the Woods. I totally forgot about that.
Into the Woods, bro. Into the Woods.
Crazy.
Yes, sir. That one was. I remember.
Alice in Wonderland.
Yep.
The Mad Hatter.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, iconic. Yeah.
Iconic, bro. Who doesn't love some Johnny Depp, man? So yeah, he's my number 3. I had to throw him in there. I love his movies. Love that guy. He's someone that you look up to and you aspire to be. So love some Johnny Depp, baby.
So, oh, dude, it's called Minamata. Minamata. It came out in 2020. He plays like a Japanese film artist. Oh, so cool. Minamata. So my number 3, a little controversial, just of recent years, but bro was my dog growing up. Bro was my dog. I cannot lie. He came to me last second. Will Smith. Will Smith is my dog, dude. When I was growing up, bro, like there was something about Will Smith. Every time I turn on
keep
TV,
my wife's name
out your goddamn mouth. No, bro, like, but for real, every time, like, bro, I don't care. Anyone can argue with me. Shark Tale is a good movie. I like Shark Tale.
Who doesn't love Shark Tales?
Bro, everybody shits on Shark Tale, bro.
Dude, I love Shark Tales, bro. It's a great movie.
I love Shark Tale.
It's not my favorite, but it's awesome.
Yeah.
I love me some Shark Tales. People don't like Shark Tales?
Dude, people don't like Shark Tale.
Wow. Y'all tripping, bro.
Yeah.
Love me some Shark Tales, man.
And
great
like,
cast,
it sucks
by the way.
Because like I really thought he deserved the Oscar last year for King Richard, but then he just totally like tainted it, bro. Like he tainted it, like just doing everything. But like I even love him in Aladdin. He was really cool in Aladdin. Men in Black, obviously. Hancock.
Bad boys.
I actually used to love. I love Hitch. I don't know if you've ever seen Hitch.
Never seen Hitch.
The Pursuit of Happiness.
No,
oh my god,
it's a classic,
dude. iRobot. He played Muhammad Ali in Ali.
Yep.
Dude, he did. There's just so much that he did, and there's so many movies that like, I don't know. Just every time I have a lot of movies. Oh, I Am Legend. Like I have a lot of movies from Will Smith that are like sitting in my house, and just he was one of those other guys like who emulated success, but in like a cool way. Like he was like he didn't seem so fancy like Leo did. Like Will Smith was that. He was always in Fresh Prince too, so he just felt like the casual like Yeah, I'm the cool guy of Hollywood. I'm the
Yeah.
nice guy. That's why he was in the YouTube thing. You remember
Right.
when he was like, "Hey, everybody, come here. You got to take a look at this." Like he was just that freaking dude. You know what I mean? And for me growing up, I always enjoyed it. That's why when he slapped Chris Rock, I was so pissed off. I was like, "What are you doing?" Because everyone thought
Yeah.
the same thing. Everyone like Will Smith was that dude. He was like,
Yeah.
the lovable guy in Hollywood. And you see that, and you're like,
And then
the
you
photo
decided
hated
to,
Jada, bro.
yeah, man. I mean, you're causing trouble in your neighborhood. You got in one little fight. His mom got
Bro.
scared, and he told him to go live with his uncle and auntie in Bel Air. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
No, it's crazy, man.
But no, yeah. I can't argue with that. He's an incredible actor. So
Got some great, like I would put him in my top 10,
yes.
probably.
Oh yeah.
He's so good.
He's up there for sure. My number 2, man, is another not person. What? It's an AI. This is a person that you don't really see much in people's top 5 or even top 10. It's Gary Oldman.
Oh, wow.
I think Gary Oldman is a very good actor, very underrated. A couple of stuff that I've written down that I really enjoyed, that I wouldn't, so I don't forget it, is Leon is incredible. Batman, of course. Or what was it? Was it Dawn of the Planet of the Apes that he was in? Love some Harry Potter. Darkest Hour is really good.
I don't think I've seen that.
Darkest Hour?
Mm-mm.
I believe that isn't that. I think it's the Churchill. The Churchill, where he does like the fat suit and stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, man, crazy stuff. Love Gary Oldman. I mean, he's a classic dude, and he, bro.
That's such a good show.
I love Gary Oldman so much because he was actually supposed. Okay, so before Halloween 2018, they were gonna make a Halloween movie called Halloween Returns, and it was a full-on script. It was greenlit. It was ready to go, and then the rights got switched around. Remember the whole Weinstein thing that went down? Yeah, that happened. Screwed all the rights up. New Line had that big thing because they were the Weinsteins and all this stuff. And the rights got switched around. Blumhouse bought Halloween, did their own version of it. Halloween Returns is going to be an awesome script. Dr. Loomis in that script was going to be Gary Oldman, dude. And it was going to be crazy, bro. I would have loved that. It would have been so dope. And it didn't happen, bro. I will send you the script. And it's such an incredible script.
Please do. I'll actually read it, dude.
So he's not in the script until the very end because they didn't think that Gary Oldman was going to agree to it. So he's not in the movie for the entire film, but at the end, it's a post-credit scene, bro, mid-credit scene. One of the cops or whatever that is kind of the Dr. Loomis character is sitting there in the hospital bed after being stabbed and stuff, and then it says you hear some guy talking, another guy talking, you hear Dr. Loomis type voice, and then the camera switches. It says it swings around and you see Dr. Loomis, played by Gary Oldman in like bold print, bro. And I was like, let's go. So he agreed to do it for that little cameo. And if the movie was going to do good, he would have continued to do more Halloween movies as Dr. Loomis. Would have been such a good casting, bro. I would have loved that. So that's kind of what got me into Gary Oldman a little bit, actually. So
wow.
Obviously knew him from Batman and stuff, but I wasn't like a big Gary Oldman guy. And then once I heard that news, I started watching a lot of his movies. And this is in like 2019, 2020. So pretty recent. Yeah. Started watching a lot of his stuff, man. And I love Gary Oldman. I think he's very underrated. Very good actor. And those are just a few of his stuff. But I mean, you look at like a lot of his other films and shows he's done, and it's very consistent work. It's very consistent acting, and he's a very realistic actor. And the consistency and the realism that comes with that, I think, is even with bad scripts, and that takes a whole new level of acting. When you can make a bad script and bad writing into phenomenal acting, that right there just shows that you're an incredible actor and that you're on a whole new level. And Gary Oldman does that consistently, and that's what I love him. So he's number 2.
You're totally right.
Love
he's
Gary
an
Oldman.
Underrated one. So underrated.
Mm-hmm.
Very good actor.
Yes, sir.
My number 2 is gonna shake some weight, baby. But I feel like knowing me as a person, and I feel like my number 2 and my number 1 are very much tied. Like they're very equal. I kind of they're very like I would not put one over the other. They're just here out of default. Out of like what I just thought I put down. It's gonna be Jim Carrey, dude. Jim Carrey
like that.
as dude. Probably like as a person, you guys have. I've been doing it the whole video. There's 1,000 times in the video I do this, and I'm like, like, dude, that's all Jim Carrey. Like growing up, dude, what have I not watched? Dude, I'm having the same problem as you. Like Yes Man, freaking The Mask, The Grinch, like just from movie to movie, dude. Jim Carrey is probably the most physical actor of all time. I think he's one of the funniest. Like I put him as like the best comedic actor of all time. I just think there's something that it's the reason they picked him for The Mask. Like he brings such a different energy to all of his performances that I've never seen anybody replicate. Like, you know what I mean? Like nobody was ever gonna walk around like this. You know what I mean? And like how he like freaking moves is like, dude, he's so weird. Or like Ace Ventura, dude, like how he does that, it's insane.
Yeah.
And like he never once was like he shied away from it. You know what I mean? That was his superpower, and he always like used that.
And you still haven't seen Dumb and Dumber. That
Still haven't seen
still
Dumb and
really
Dumber.
hurts my soul because that's my favorite Jim Carrey
I
movie.
need to.
I
I
Got
need to.
Worms, so good, so
Dude,
good.
no, that just that one's I like the one scene of him was like, do you want to hear the most annoying sound ever? Dude, I was crying.
That's not,
like
dude.
actually in tears. For like
If that's gonna
3 minutes
make
long.
you cry, laughing, bro, you don't even know.
I
You
know
don't
I
even
need to,
know. And
dude. I need to watch it.
what I love about that film too, and Jim Carrey movies in general, is it's not like straight. There's a lot of straightforward comedy, but like there's a lot of jokes, especially in Dumb and Dumber, that like just go over your head. You don't like realize it until
Yeah.
like the third or fourth watch.
Yeah,
And you're
yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh my God, that's hilarious. You know what I mean? That's what I love
Yeah.
about his stuff. And you even see that a lot, Ace Ventura and stuff, dude, as well. Let me some Ace
Dude.
Ventura. That's a really good pick.
Dude, and he's just basically like that's somebody I've actually modeled my craft after. Like I like, you know what I mean? I want to be that weird dude, and like that's gonna stick out. And like if I ever get a comedic audition, like I'm super, you know me, I'm super physical. Like when I talk, I'm
Yeah.
like, eh, like,
Yeah, I feel that.
you know what I
I feel
mean?
that.
So like I will always kind of be like that because of him, you know.
That's cool, man.
So good
Man.
choice, good choice right there.
What a good pick, bro. What a good pick.
What a freaking dog he is.
And then number one, no surprise to Brayden, and I've said this a couple times on the podcast, is Christian Bale for number one for me. I love Christian Bale, love the guy to death. I really want to work with him, dude. He's incredible. I mean, what he brings to every single project he does, man. I mean, the Machinist, the Fighter, American Psycho, Batman. I mean, what this guy can do in all his performances is incredible. His dedication to all his performances are incredible when it comes to weight and when it comes to this psychological, presence that he has with these characters and the emotion that comes with that. I mean, he sacrifices a lot of his health, mental and physical, for a lot of this stuff. And I'm not really a big, and we talked about this with the method acting thing. Just spit everywhere. We talked about this with the method acting thing. I'm not a big method acting guy. I'm not big into that. But Christian Bale does a lot of that, and he's someone that I one of the few method actors that I really enjoy watching. And I think he's just he's incredible. I mean, I've talked about him on this podcast nonstop before. Just like I said, just how he approaches all these different characters is just very unique and just so inspiring. And he's someone I shape my craft around a lot. So big shout out to Christian Bale.
No, absolutely, dude. Like I put him in honorable mention. He was on my list, but like I realized like he's not somebody I really grew up watching. It was more of like recent times when I really started getting serious in acting. I started watching him more.
Yeah.
But dude, guy is freaking A1. Guy is A1.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, that's great.
Why not? Why not?
Why not? So my number one choice, and you've already said him. You went off about him, and I love that you did. But it's Johnny Depp, dude. Johnny Depp to me was always what I thought acting should be, and that was like his diversity. Like that's why I can't get behind people like The Rock. Like I love him, and I think he's a great actor in the sense of the roles he plays for himself. Great, but when I look at like a skill tree on acting, like it's like you know how you sometimes you have like your like health, your attack, and your defense. He went up like one alley and he like completely maxed out one and didn't touch any of the other ones. Like, you know what I mean? Johnny Depp, though, I think is like the most like when I say well-rounded, for my definition of acting, like he can play anyone. Like you watch, Sweeney Todd, Edward Scissorhands, and you're completely transformed. Or what was the vampire one that we were just talking about? I freaking love that movie, dude.
What?
I can't remember what it's called. You know the vampire one that he's in? It's like a comedy. It's super funny.
Am I blanking?
I gotta think. I'd have to look it up. I could look it up. Yeah, but like even like Minamata, like that movie I was telling you about, like that's like an
Yeah.
indie film.
Yeah.
Dude, that is one of the best movies I've ever seen. Like it,
Whoa.
not ever seen, but it was like
It's top 10, baby.
top 10 ever. No, it is like one of my favorite movies. You know what I mean? In
Yeah, man.
terms of like an actual like, it's based off a historic event. You know what I mean? It's not really like a fun movie. It's very paced. You know what I mean? It's very like to teach you about the event.
Yeah.
Kind of like that in Emancipation Day that Will Smith did. It's very much a movie like that. Um, but bro, Pirates of the Caribbean was like my favorite franchise growing up. Like the Lone Ranger, him playing Honto, freaking like Alice in Wonderland, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Like, you know how many years as a kid it took me? I was like 13 when I finally figured out this guy was freaking Willy Wonka. You know, Sunshine, and yeah, like that clip, bro, is so cool because like, you know,
Good morning, Starshine. Earth says hello.
yeah, he sits there. He's like, yeah. So I got the script and I just walked in. I was like, good morning, Starshine. Earth says hello, and it's just like, dude, what the hell?
Yeah.
And he just like can embody anything, and you would never even tell it's him.
So
You know what
weird.
I mean?
It's so weird because like I think people put him in a certain bracket because he's like, especially in the 90s, because he was a good looking dude, you know.
Yeah,
and they didn't think he could do all these weird kind of out there roles. And people
yes.
doubted him for that back in the 90s. And I think that what you like about him, and a lot of people like about him, is the fact that he kind of defied all the odds and did his own thing, and you know, and took on these roles that people didn't think he'd be able to do.
Yeah, like, will he be somebody that everyone's an Oscar? I don't know. You know what I mean? It's not really the types of movies that he does. But when I look at the craft and I look at somebody who he shaped his way in acting, and he's so distinct. Like there's no one else that plays these crazy characters on such a consistent basis with the amount. You know what I mean?
He should have
like,
won a few for sure.
He should have, and he's just got this huge toolbox, you know, in his head, and it's just super cool. And I've always like, that's like the type of guy. Like if I ever make it, that's who I want to be like. I want to be like Johnny Depp, dude.
I feel you, man.
That's a lad right there. That's a lad.
All right, yes, sir. Love me some Johnny Depp. Baby. Well, there's our top 5 actors. And before we do the outro, I just want you guys know, man, that was not like all like there's so many actors that we could have put in there. You know, that was just kind of who we thought of. We wrote down. I guarantee we're missing a few.
Those are my idols.
Yeah. So those are just kind of some that we just kind of went through. We might do this like a year later and see if our opinions change, and might do like a top 10 next time, which is gonna be so much harder.
Cool.
But
we could come back to this and do that duel thing where we both like, you know what I mean? We have to pick a top 10 or so.
Yeah, top. That'd be fun. That'd be fun.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That'd be really cool. I'm down for that.
Yeah.
Later in the year, let's do it. So yeah, there you guys go. Let us know your top 5 in the comment section down below, baby. You know, give this video a like.
Yeah, for sure.
Why not? And subscribe if you're new.
Why
also, a full episode on the channel now, so go check that out, baby. Love y'all, man.
We love you.